Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan. So I believe all of you have watched the Nezha 2. This movie actually smashes the records. In just a week, the Chinese animated powerhouse has raked in staggering $1.5 billion globally, destroying giants like Frozen 2 and Incredible 2 to become the highest grossing animated film ever. Nezha 2 is not just winning, it's actually dominating. So critics are floored by its visuals. Seriously, those fight scenes are really next level. But the real shock is how a tale about rebellion's demigod has become the global money printing machine. Many people have already analyzed the Nezha film series, discussing the script designs, 3-act structure, color series, etc. But I think for 90% of the audience, this scene really doesn't matter. Many people or kids leave the theater, may not remembering the plot, but they will still say Nezha is awesome. So after watching the second film, the most quoted line by the kids in China are the Taiyi Zhenren's "Hit me if you're there," and also Shiji Nyang's "You little brat, remember this, I will come back." And I remember when I saw the first Nezha 1 movie, The Devil Child's Birth, the plot felt both familiar and touching. The memory about watching the Nezha 1 has come back to me. I remember my biggest takeaway was how much Naruto and Sasuke fan fiction did the director consume. I mean, actually the childhood feeling of watching the hot blood anime came rushing back to me, you know. And also I think many great films may have these micro moments that are funny but remain unforgettable. For example, remember in Titanic, Jack and Rose that you jump, I jump. And I think the Nezha series' success is not just due to the script writing and animation design, it is also because these fleeting micro moments are crafted to perfection and really striking the most beautiful chords in everyone's heart. So you remember the concept of micro moments of positivity renaissance in relationship. These tiny moments are terrifyingly powerful, often accidentally making someone fall head over heels. So today I will share my favorite great moments from the Nezha 1 because the second film footage is not released yet. So I will focus on the scenes from the first movie which I absolutely love. So stay tuned and keep watching. Now let's move to top 4, which is all the scene about Taiyi Zhenren. His choppy, jiggly runaway walk and the scene where his pants caught fire, it's just so cute. His Sichuan accent Mandarin, brimming with humor, became iconic in China. I think just a couple of months ago, and within a month of the second film's release in China, the voice actor Zhang Jiaming even launched a GPS navigation pack. Kids everywhere now boldly shout to their parents, "Hit me if you dare." So now you see the Taiyi Zhenren has become a cultural phenomenon. Audience just can't get enough of his innovative character. In traditional Taoist imagery, immortals like Yuan Shi Tianzun are ethereal and dignified. But Taiyi Zhenren, he's a beer-bellied, wine-loving, middle-aged man with a red nose and a comical mustache. You can see he is different. And while the other immortal ride rains or clouds, Taiyi Zhenren break norms with a pink flying pig. But what's more is this deity speaks in Sichuan accent Mandarin, always indulge in wine and is prone to sleeping. These earthly flaws that shatter the perfect divine image, just creating a stark visual contrast. So you get a hilarious clash between the scarce and mundane. So when the audience cultural expectation of white hair, long beard, immortal is shattered, actually I think the brain's prefrontal cortex just lights up with a novelty signal, triggering dopamine release. So now you see this multiple contrast really created cognitive dissonance, reinforce memorability. And also one thing I like about Taiyi Zhenren is his baby-like design. You know, the round face, short nose, and large head to body ratio really taps into viewers' nurturing instinct. So despite being an immortal, Taiyi Zhenren's cuteness triggers a conflicting urge, which just make people want to pinch his cheek. Okay, this emotional bond is the masterclass in character design. and then the audience could develop an emotional bond between the character, which actually is really important. And remember this, psychologically flawed characters are 47% more relatable than perfect ones. So kids just love watching Taiyi Zhenren forget his password, getting drunk, or be pranked by Nezha. His powerful yet clumsy personnel really embrace defect aesthetics, so letting audience feel superior while subconsciously accepting their own imperfections. So you can see the Taiyi Zhenren is not just about comic relief, he actually drives the plot and showcases the multidimensional growth. Don't forget, he sacrificed his cultivation in the end to shield Nezha from heavenly punishment. And his role also bridges the emotional gap between Li Jing, the father's stern love, and Nezha's rage. So now you see, all the thing about Taiyi Zhenren is so wonderfully designed. That is why all the kids and adults just love to watch it. Now we move on to the top 3, 山河社稷图, the scroll of mountains and a river. Actually, the whole thing really left the deepest impression on me when I watched the Nezha one. And watching the 4 people tomb around as a bowl really filled me with dopamine-filled joy. The lotus leaf as a spaceship, the brushes creating landscape, the vibrant and high saturation color really dazzles people's eyes. It really pays a homage to classical aesthetic while innovating with the modern storytelling. Actually, in Chinese culture, the mountains and river symbolize the national territory, and the 社稷 represents the land and the harvest deities. So together, they embody the nation's foundation. Actually, director really sneaks in cultural pride while you were munching your popcorn watching the movie. The Chinese mythology actually is the pinnacle of romanticism. The score boundless creative mirrors the film scene, I am the own master of my own feet. It really visualizes breaking free from the predestined shackles. So therefore, the squirrel is not merely a key narrative device that propelling this plot, but also I think it serves as a visual embodiment of a Chinese culture, while further transmitting the universal value of changing one's destiny against heaven's will. But every time I see those scenes, this visual art, I can't help but fantasize, oh my god, the director has practically blueprint the theme park already. So when will this ever become a real theme park just like Disneyland? I really want this to become true, maybe the engineer will use a hologram or 3D tag to bring the squirrel to life. I can't wait to see it, really. So now we move on to the top 2, which is Lady Ying's Temple Smash. Actually, as a female reviewer, Lady Ying's meltdown was cathartic. Screw being a virtuous wife, today I will go mad. Lady Ying's rage really resonates deeply, especially with these working moms. This explosion really mirrors every mother's breaking point. By day, she slays demons. By night, she has to take care of her child. So imagine, he had been carrying a child for 3 years. So now, she really earned a right to rebel. After I watched this scene, I really think people should stop labeling mom as hot-tempered. Mothers are not obligated to smile or forgive the whole world. They have every right to unleash their frustration unapologetically. So we could argue that Lady Ying's really embodies even more rebellious spirit than Nezha himself. This is what truly makes the audience rise to their feet in applause. This fierce feminine precisely ignites our collective empathy, and that is what we all like to watch. And now we finally move to the top 1, the Nezha's awakening. So the Nezha 6-arm transformation, shouting, I am the own master of my destiny, it is just pure adrenaline. In a minute, he evolved from the self-loathing demon to self-sacrificing hero. And after hearing his father Li Jing ultimate sacrifice for him, he really awaked and embraced his own destiny. The whole narrative hits like a freight train, one explosive climax after another. It is non-stop adrenaline rush. So the music's strong beat sync perfectly with his action. Every time I watch it, it gives me chills, really. So when the Nezha tears off his demon label, viewers actually experience vicarious empowerment. His role, Score Your Destiny, really speaks for everyone who trapped in life script. There is a saying in Chinese culture, 人定胜天, which means the man's resolve conquers heavenly design. We had it from ancient time, mythical story like 精卫填海, 精卫 filling the sea, and 大禹治水, the Yu the Great teaming the floods. The Nezha story and this scene really taps into Chinese culture DNA, defying fate. And I think once the spiritual DNA is activated, it truly creates a soul-stirring renaissance that really awakes us from the deep within. And what is more impressive is the director actually managed to make this concept and the storyline feel utterly addictive even in his second movie. If you have watched the second film, you would remember the climactic moment with the conjurer shatter at the end of the film. It was absolutely electrifying. So the clash between the free will and the predestination is timeless. Nezha's rebellion is both sensory overload and it has philosophical depths. Okay, this is a scene from the Nezha 1, which is I absolutely love and already watched it like a million times. So feel free to share your favorite moments and scene from the Nezha series. And I strongly recommend you to watch the second Nezha movie. It is really worthwhile. After you watch it, you will understand why it became the top 1 animation film ever. So remember to check out my other film analysis and I will see you in my next video. And be sure to subscribe my channel. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.